Hi there, welcome back to the KBC WellGood program. I'm Milena and I'm going to be taking you through a really cool anti-aging workout. So the secret to anti-aging, of course, is to keep your body moving, keep your joints mobile, keep your muscles flexible and strong, and have the whole body working in symphony with itself. So we're going to go through a really nice workout. We're going to start in seated position. There's a level of ability for everybody. So if you want to make the exercises a little less challenging, you can tone it down a little bit. It's really important during the workout that you listen to your body. So you listen, you know, when I'm giving you the instructions and we're going through the exercises, if something doesn't feel really good, even though it might be challenging, but if it doesn't feel good, maybe take it down or take a little rest as you feel, and just enjoy the workout. So we're going to start off in a mermaid position. So this is like a Z-sit position. So we want to really balance the pelvis, have the front of your leg lined up with the side of the mat. Your other leg is just tucked around the back, and if you can tuck it in, that's really cool, and if you haven't got the flexibility for that, it's really fine, you can leave it out. Once you feel fairly balanced and stable and you don't need your hands to kind of prop you up, that's going to be a great place to start. So we're going to start off with a little lateral flexion, and one of the things that's really important for the spine is lots and lots of movement in all different directions. So we start off with a really nice, easy side to side bend, so we're reaching through from one side through to the other. And the idea is that we keep our pelvis fairly quiet as we move into this space. So we try and bring a little bit of breathing into our system as well. So we start to really work deeply through our breath, really managing to take nice long deep breaths in and nice long deep breaths out as we go. We're going to do 3 more of those, just flowing through, and then possibly each one we take that stretch a little bit further, 2 more like this. And if you can keep your eyes really high, that's going to help to line up your head. You're going to stay lifted here. Just have a little look up to that hand. From that place, you're going to add a little flexion into the spine. So you're going to rotate down towards the mat, and then you're going to inhale as you lift and lengthen. And you're going again, little exhale as you reach down towards the mat, and then inhale, come up. Do it again. So we're adding a little bit of flexion and extension through the spine in that lateral bend, just to get things moving in a slightly different position than maybe you normally would. Last one, and then you're going to come all the way up. You're going to stay lifted. You keep reaching up towards the ceiling. You can really anchor down with your other arm, and then very gently release, let the hand come down. We're going to do that again on the other side. So you swing your feet around, and you might find little differences when you work from one side of the body to the other. That's really normal. It's very rare that you're going to get total symmetry anyhow. So, you know, find again a place that feels nice and comfortable. You might find that your hips are a little less or more balanced on this side. That's okay too. So we stand down into the arms just to give us a really nice lift. And then whenever you're ready, we start off again with those arms. So that side to side motion is going to be really, really good again for the spine. And we're just getting things like the discs mobilized. We're getting lots and lots of space and reach through the different tissues in the body. And again, just breathing deeply. It's always a great exercise, super job to do in the morning. It's a lovely exercise to kind of wake you up first thing in the morning or last thing at night, just before you head off to bed. It can really do wonders. Again, you're just going to breathe really deeply and flowing through. And just because the workout is a little more gentle, what we can focus on this sequence is starting to create real depth in our movement and also slowing it right down. It's not a workout that you need to do really, really quickly. So you can take your time. The next time you come up and over, you're going to stay here and really reach towards the ceiling. So with my hand, I'm pressing down into the mat. And you'll notice if I press down, I'm going to get a really big lift up and my ribs are going to open. All of the space to that left side of my body is going to open as well. And then from there, I'm going to reach and lengthen down. And you can kind of aim, let's say, for the corner of the mat. And then inhale as I lift through the arm, and then we go again. So you're breathing out as you reach in and then slowly coming back up, and you'll feel how you're getting a little bit of compression through the belly, through the front of the body. That's really good because the organs of digestion, your stomach, your liver, your spleen, the pancreas, all of the organs, the intestines are getting a really nice massage when you work through this way into the spine. That's going to give you a really nice space. Hold and stay here. Going to reach up just a little bit more towards the ceiling. And again, have a look up at that hand. So you kind of get that sense of lift. And again, I press into my hand and I get even more lift up and out through those ribs. And then I release and then I take it all the way down. So from there, we're going to come and find an all fours position. So this is what we call like our quadruped position. So hands are going to rest down. So the weight bearing is going to be really good for posture. And one of the things as you age is posture is going to go into decline if you don't look after it. But the great thing is that at any time you can intervene and start to get some really good postural exercises going on, and you can almost reverse those signs of aging. So the hands are going to weight bear. We're going to press down into the mat. And I'm really imagining here that I'm pushing that mat away from me. I'm not collapsing down into the mat. I'm going to stay quite lifted in that space. And then from here, I'm going to round my spine. I'm going to tuck my tail and I'm going to come into like an angry cat position. And then as I exhale, I'm going to open up and release through the front of the body. And the spine loves extension, particularly thoracic extension. So this movement really, really creates a nice space and a nice balance between the front and the back of the body. And if you're sitting at a desk all day, you may find the extension part a little bit more restrictive. We're not going to say harder, we're just going to say a little more restrictive. So you can emphasize this part of the exercise, really extend out of the body. Inhale deeply as you fill your lungs, you fill the back of your ribs. Exhale as you open up and you reach your heart almost up towards the ceiling. And during the course of this workout, we're going to really emphasize our mental imagery in terms of where our heart is sitting, because that part of the spine around the sternum, around your thoracic spine, is going to be a place that we're going to try and get a lot of movement into. One more like this, opening through the front of the body. And then we're going to come and find somewhere between those 2 points. So if you have a little mirror, you can look. If you haven't got a mirror, you've got to just feel it out for yourself. So kind of figure out, okay, I'm not completely arched, I'm not completely flexed. I'm going to find somewhere in between. Sometimes it's better without the mirror actually, because you've got to use the brain. From that place, we're going to come into a little quadruped and a single leg arm and opposite leg and arm reach. I'm going to inhale as I bring my elbow and my knee together. I'm going to exhale as I reach it away, breathing deeply. And one of the challenging parts of this exercise is literally just finding a balance between the two. So making sure that you can lengthen out of the arm as well as out of the leg, and then support everything through the middle of the body. We'll do 3 more of these. Again, a really nice exercise to wake up those core muscles, to support a little bit of strength through the shoulders, a great postural exercise. 1 more, we're gonna hold and we're gonna stay out here. From that place, we're gonna open the arm and the leg wide and then release, come back into the center. And we go again, exhale, open wide, come back to center. So it doesn't have to be a big movement, just a very small deviation is going to be enough to create a balance challenge on the body. And then 1 more of those before we change sides. Hold and stay there, reach a little further with the fingers and the toes, and then release, let the hand come in. We recenter ourselves and then we do it all over again on the other side. So we're going to take the left arm and the right leg, or just the opposite this time. We find our balance. We're going to reach with our toes, we're going to reach with the hand, and then off we go. We're going to inhale as we let the arm and the leg come in, and then breathe. And we do it again, slowly in, and then lengthen away. And we're really aiming to create a big reach through the arm, as high and as long as you can get the arm and the leg. Keep reaching in. 4 more like this. 3 to go. And breathe all the way through it. 2 more. And the last one. When you're ready, you're going out, you're going to hold it from that place. Same thing, we deviate, just taking the arm out to the left and the leg out to the right, opening up just a little. It's not such a big movement. Take it back in. And the last one, very gently come back into your starting position and then slowly take it down. From there, we're going to come forward. We're going to find a nice long line from our shoulders to our hips to our heels. We're going to walk the hands a little closer together and maybe the feet a little further apart. From there, we're going to come into a little thoracic rotation. So we're going to open from one side through to the other. So if you find full plank a little bit of a challenging exercise, you can drop onto your knees and do it in a half plank version. If you can manage to do the full plank, that's really good. That's where we want to try and stay. But half plank is going to give us just the same effect. Take your time. For me, this exercise is best done slowly. So if you speed up through it, you're going to actually miss the magic of the exercise. Your landing needs to be really slow and controlled, because that's what we call eccentric deceleration. And it's the idea of controlling movement through the body is actually going to give us the positive change that we want. One more on either side. Breathe as you reach through. And then the last one, you're opening up and then slowly take it down. You'll take a little bend onto the knees and you can have a little sit back and reach through those arms as you breathe. Then when you're ready, you're going to come forward and we're going to come down onto the mat. So we're going to find a little bit of extension through the spine. So again, the whole idea of this movement is to try and keep extension in the right parts of the spine. So a lot of us tend to be quite extended through this part and a little more stiff in the upper part of the spine. That's our thoracic spine. And sometimes if you look at a video and you could try and replicate it, the movement comes from the lower back. But on this exercise, we're going to want to try and have a little more of the movement come from our sternum. So it's really useful for you to visualize your heart and visualize that the movement comes from your heart as opposed to it coming from your back. So you're going to give that a try. I'll cue you as we go. So we're going to take the hands down. You're going to soften into your elbows. And then as you exhale very gently, you're going to press into the mat and open through the front of your body. And you don't have to come up so high on this exercise. Halfway up is absolutely perfect. Not a lot of weight in the hands. And then inhale as you very gently come down. Take your time. Your breath is going to be really important in this exercise. So you're breathing as you start to make your way up and then slowly come down. So you're visualizing, you're feeling like that movement is coming from your heart. You're opening through the front of those ribs and then release. Take it back down. Two more like this. Exhale as you extend and reach through the body. And then inhale, slowly come down. One more, you're going to stay here this time. And then from that place, you can extend and reach all the way through, really long with those arms. Inhale, come halfway back down. Breathe deeply. Exhale, lift and extend right out through the front of that body. Inhale, release. And again, you're visualizing it's the movement coming from your heart and from your sternum as you open up into the front of your spine. And release, take it back down. The next time you come up, you're going to stay lifted. You're going to hold and just breathe right there. So really feel like those hands are standing into the ground. Your gaze is lifted and you're breathing deep. Your collarbones are wide. Nice long deep breath in. And then very gently release, take it down. So we have another exercise in our extension series, and we're going to work through the arms this time. So we're going to come up just a much softer extension, so much so that your hands can find their way off the mat. So if you find you're lifting here, but as soon as your hands go, you fall down, then you're a little too high. So we want to stay pretty low in this exercise. So again, go long with the legs, reach through the tail. Take a deep breath in, and as you extend, just find a kind of a place that you can balance where the hands are not cumbered on the exercise. you're going to come out into like a little T shape, and then from that place, you're going to exhale as you reach your arms forward. Inhale as you release, take them back. Do it again. And breathe, and then release back in. So you're feeling like the movement is supported through your shoulders, and you almost want to aim upwards with the hands. So you're aiming into that long extension, and then release, take it down. Do 2 more like that. Breathe. And then last one, you're going to go up and hold in that position, and then release, take it down. And from that place, you can just sit back onto your heels, and you're going to open up through the back and reach into the spine. So from that place, just take your time, little bit of a shift through the spine, side to side, opening out through the shoulders. We're going to come back into our weight bearing exercise. So we take the hands forward as if we were going to do a plank again. And this time we're going to rotate onto the side borders of the feet. So any of the side plank work that you're doing is going to be really, really useful to supporting your spine. If it gets too much, look, you can just drop onto your knee. That's what we call like a half side plank. And so like that, it's going to be a little bit easier for you to support yourself. So you can always come back to this place if it gets too challenging. I'm going to start in this place. So we go 2 legs. The top arm is going to reach up and over, and you're going to really expand out through the side of the body. And then as you inhale, you're going to sweep the arm down and under, and then you're going to go again. Lift and extend up and over, and then release. Take it down and under. Just do 2 more. So we won't stay here for long. Lift right up and over, and then release. Take it down. Here's 1 more. Exhale, reach up and over, hold it, keep your pelvis lifted, and then release, take it down. Come down, take a little rest. From here, the hand that you were just weight bearing on, you're going to cross it over, and you're going to just lean back through the mat. So you get a really nice stretch through your lats. So that was the hand that you were just on. You're going to take a big deep breath in here. Give yourself a little rest. We've 1 more exercise on that side. So we're going to come back, find your plank, find your side rotation, drop onto your knee if you want to. So you can drop that knee if you want, or stay here with me. Now we're going to wrap around. So we're going to sweep the arm in and under. Exhale as we open up and reach. And we go again. We're going to sweep around and under. Exhale, open up and reach. And again, take your time. So again, it's not one that we want to rush through. We really want to stand into our feet and into our hands. Great job. And then 1 more. Take a deep breath in. You're holding it there to finish. Stay there 3, stay there 2, and stay there 1. And release, come around. And again, same thing, my right hand, my weight-bearing hand, I'm going to cross it over, but I'm going to go palm up this time. And I'm going to just gently rest in. I can let my head rest onto my arm, have a little rest in that position. Of course, before we have to do it all over again. So I'm just going to turn my position on the mat. I don't have my back pointed towards you. So we do the same thing this side. So we find our plank. We rotate over. So the first is our side bend. So remember again, we dropped down. We inhale here. We exhale as we reach up and over. And we're really working what we call the side seams of the body. And it's a really super strong exercise to keep your spine strong and mobile and supported in all the right places. And breathe. And go again. 2 like this, making sure you stand into the hands and into the feet. And then 1 more. Breathe. And if you want, you can go straight into your second exercise. Or if you need to take a little break, pause the video and then join back in. Go again. You sweep under. Exhale and you open. Go again. You sweep under and you exhale and open. 2 more like this. Sweep under. Exhale and open. Last one. Breathe and then release. Reach towards the ceiling. Pause there for 3 and then 2 and then 1. And slowly bring yourself back down. onto the mat. Good, all right. So from here, we're gonna come back and find a little plank position a little later on. We're gonna add in a couple of little stretches and then we're gonna come down onto our back. So from here, this position, we're gonna do what we call a spine stretch forward. So we've done all of our extension work. Now we're gonna create a little flexion in the body. So if you find those hamstrings are a little tight, like mine are, a little bend in the knee will allow you to be able to sit right up on top of your pelvis. Particularly if you do a lot of running, you kind of feel it can be really challenging to stay on top of the pelvis. So by having that little kink, it allows you more of an upright position so that you can execute a little more of a stretch into the movement. So those arms are reaching out. You're gonna take a nice long deep breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna reach and send the arms all the way forward towards the feet. And then inhale, allow the spine to stack up, lift up into those arms, go again, exhale. And it doesn't matter if you reach to the outside or the inside of those feet. Inhale, slowly come back up. Deep breath, go again. Exhale as you reach through the spine. Inhale, release, take it back in. It feels great. It's one of those exercises that just feels absolutely gorgeous. Reaching in and then slowly come back in. From this place, take a little bend in your your left leg. Take your foot, let it rest into your inner thighs. Arms are going up. We're doing the same. This time we're aiming down towards the right leg. And then we inhale, lift up through the arms. Exhale, come down. So now we're adding a little bit of rotation. Inhale, release, take it back. Here's your last one. Exhale, we reach down. You're lengthening out of the spine. You can take a hold of the foot if that feels good. Drop the crown of your head in the direction of the foot. Stay there. You can point the toe if you want a little more of a stretch, so you can lengthen out into that space. Take a big, 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 long, deep breath in and then very, very slowly come back and stack your spine. The great part is we get to do that twice. So right foot comes and rests in towards your left thigh. Deep breath in, exhale, you're going long down, reach into the leg. And then inhale, come back up. So the rotation is because you're coming down in the direction of that foot. So you're turning through the spine, breathing all the way. Go again, big breath in. I think we did 4 on the other side. So we'll balance it up and make sure that we have that space. Here's your last one. Big breath in, come down and hold it. And again, it doesn't matter where you hold. Hold the thigh, the shin, hold the foot. If you can stay down there, stay there. 8 and 7 and 6. And just breathe as deeply in as you can. Point your toe if you want to energize through the leg just a little bit more. Hold and stay there. 3, hold and stay there. 2. And then hold and stay there. 1, release. Come all the way up. Very nice indeed. So from here, we're going to start to reach through. We're going to let the arms come back. We're going to take the hands down and rest them behind. So one of the things we want to do to improve posture for our anti-aging program is to try and open up the front of the body as best that we can. So we've done a lot of weight bearing front facing. Now we're going to do a little bit of weight bearing, taking those hands behind. So you might decide that you just want to start here. So for some people, that's enough of an exercise. Pressing the hands down into the mat, lifting up and out through the front of the body, and then just taking a load off. Take a deep breath in, a little bit of flexion, and go again. It's an exhale as you open out. Inhale, release back in. If you have a little more energy, you can take the weight up and you can lift into those hips, breathing deeply. Release, let the legs come down. Do it again. Exhale, stand into your hands, open through the front of the body, and then release, take it down. And again, 2 more like this. Exhale as you open. So you're really feeling a really nice release through the front of the body. And then the last one, you're going to come up, you're going to stay lifted, hold it there. Keep your pelvis pressing towards the ceiling. Keep your gaze high, stand into your feet, stay there. 3, stay there. 2, stay there. 1, and then release very gently. Let those hips come back and find the mat. From that place, you're going to ease your way back down into that little C-curve position. Then very gently start to roll back. This time we add the arms. So you're going to release, you're going to come down. As you exhale, you're going to let the arms reach towards the ceiling. Inhale, let them come down. Go again. breathe as you lengthen out of those shoulders, reaching towards the ceiling. So it starts to get the middle of the body working. So you're working into those abdominals a little bit more, you're working into your sling systems, and you're supporting that movement through the spine, very much keeping your feet connected to the floor, lifting through, and then release, take it down, and the very last one, you're gonna stay high into that lifted position. From there, just hold, keep reaching your arms to the ceiling, keep tucking through the pelvis just a little more. Stay here for 4, stay here for 3, stay here for 2, and then in your own time, just let the hands come down, and you can find your way all the way down onto the mat. So we have 2 exercises for you down here, really nice and gentle spine mobility and core strengthening exercises. Not too much flexion, so we're working on extending and opening out the front of the body. So you're gonna reach your arms out to the side. The first movement's really basic. It's just a side to side with your thigh bones. So this is like a level 1 of this exercise. So you can leave your feet on the ground and just allow the thigh bones to roll from one side through to the other. We're gonna make it really quite controlled and slow. And I want you to really stand down into your arms. And if you can, you're gonna look in the opposite direction of where your thighs are going. So if my legs are going over to the left, I'm going to take a little gentle lean and look over to my right. If you're feeling good with that little movement, you keep going, or you can make it a little more challenging by doing the same exercise in a tabletop position. So working a little more intensity and a little stronger through the core. So you need to kind of pick up a little more middle body stability and middle body strength here to control the legs traveling from one side through to the other. Don't swing the legs on this one because you will get momentum, and that kind of takes away from the exercise. It's actually much more effective if you slowly control that movement from one side through to the other. And the head moving as well along in the same way. Breathing deeply. The higher you take the legs, the more challenging that it's going to be. So you can decide how much you want to give in that exercise. Breathe, and when you're ready, come back in. And then from this place, you're going to take a hold of the back of the thighs. So a really nice way to find flexion is to actually use the thigh bones to take you up. So I support my arms with my legs, so to speak. And at the same time, I'm using my legs to anchor myself up. So from this place, we're going to reach our leg really long. So we'll just let the right leg go. We're going to hang out in this place. We're going to send the arms all the way forward. So now my support network is here. If you want to hold this leg, it's really fine. If you have the strength and the energy, let go and reach your fingertips forward. From that place, we're going to breathe. As we exhale, we're going to extend into our left leg. Breathe as you release and let it go. So we're working some active, dynamic flexibility here in those hamstrings. And like I was saying earlier, my hamstrings tend to be really tight and fatigued feeling. And so this is a really nice exercise for me to get some active flexibility and of course some core work at the same time. Breathing really deeply. 3 more like this. So I'm reaching with my right leg forward. I'm reaching with my left leg in the ceiling, and I'm sending my arms all the way forward. And of course, I'm breathing at the same time. 1 more like this. I'm going to stay here for 3. I'm going to stay here for 2. I'm going to reach through both legs for 1 and release, come back in, deep breath in. I send my left leg long. And again, if I want to hold on to give me a little anchor, that's really fine. Or if you're ready to let go, you can extend the arms and then go again. As I exhale, I reach into that leg and then release. Take it down. Do it again. Exhale as I reach. And release, take it down. Go again. Breathe deeply. Lengthening into the leg and then release down. Couple more, extending my energy into both feet. That's important. So I'm not just thinking about my leg going up towards the ceiling. I'm also thinking about that bottom leg reaching forward. And the very last one, lengthen and hold into that space. I'm going to reach forward a little further. Stay there. 3, stay there. 2, stay there. 1, and gently come all the way back in, and my head rests down. And very slowly, I'll take my way back up towards the mat. We're just about finished. So we're going to come around and we're going to find our feet 1 more time. So from this place, we're going to just sit back onto the heels. And then as I exhale, I'm going to just allow my pelvis to reach towards the ceiling. So I kind of find a forward fold position here. And then I inhale and release, let the hips come down. I'm going to do that part again. Big exhale as I lengthen into the back of those legs. And I release, take it down. 2 more like this. As my tail goes up, my head is going to go down. So I want to definitely make sure I have that really nice opposition. And the last one, I'm going to lengthen towards the ceiling, and then very gently I'm going to allow my spine to roll and to stack back up. I'm going to take a really nice space on the mat, and then from there I'm going to breathe as I bend into that right leg. So I'm kind of side squatting. My feet can stay parallel or slightly turned out, whatever feels good. And then from there, I'm going to just lean in. So I'm going to aim in the direction of that foot. And it doesn't matter where my hand goes, wherever feels good. My opposite arm is going to rotate and reach. And again, I can sink down if I want to go in that direction, or I can just let it rest in that space. And then I release, come back to my starting position. I do the same on the other side. So again, I can let the hand rest. I can reach up into the arm, or I can sink right down. And release, come back in. Just do 1 more of those on either side. Exhale as I reach, send the arm up, reach down through the bottom arm, and release. And then the very last one, lengthen all the way through, and then release. And then just let the feet walk back into your starting position. And that's you all finished. So thank you so much for joining the KBC WellGood program, and I hope you enjoyed the workout.